Hey friends, Mario Cavolo here. I'm sorry, I'm having a little bit of fun, aren't I? This is a beautiful old handmade in India blanket that I bought years ago while I was in Thailand actually, and it's up on our wall. It's beautiful. Now here I am. Isn't that amazing? I think that's the best background I've ever come up with. And it's deep and it's passionate and it's more spiritual and all that stuff and philosophical. I'm making a quick video here for you on QingMing weekend here in China. We're moving into QingMing weekend, and I want to talk about people, China of course, fish, and horses. So it's a philosophical conversation. I was at the park today. I went to take a break. We bought a new scooter for me to scoot my boy back and forth, which is really nice. Chinese electric scooters. Paid $350 for a really beautiful blue, my boy loves blue, Chinese electric scooter. So I went to the park to take a break, and the blossoms are coming, and you go over to the lake water. It's beautiful. It's beautiful riverside park along the river, Huinhe River here in Shenyang. And I saw the fish, and I thought, fish are so much more adaptable than people. I mean, think about it, because the water has just thawed. And in the summertime, fish come up to the surface and they bask in the sun naked. And they're naked and they bask in the sun. And the sun is shining down on the water, and the fish are basking in the sun and feeding off of the algae and the plants and other little critters and just enjoying themselves and living a good life. And fish are happy, and they're shining in the bright, warm sun and the warm water. And then the winter comes. The water gets colder and colder and colder, and the fish stay naked. They don't put any clothes on. You know, whatever happens to human beings in the wintertime, we go nuts, right? I mean, we got to put on mitts and gloves and thick clothes, and I'm freezing my butt off even when it's 50, even when it's like 10 degrees. I'm like freezing. Centigrade, by the way. We don't adapt very well. But the fish, my little boy, he says to me, "Oh, Daddy, do the fish die in the wintertime because the water freezes?" And it does. The water over on the Huinhe River and all the lakes in the park, everything freezes over. It's the northeast of China, like northeast of the United States, Canada. It's freaking cold in the wintertime. And the fish, the same fish who are basking in the sun in the summertime, they dive down. They go under the frozen water. And they survive. They adapt. They adjust. But us human beings, we're not adaptable at all. So that's my fish and people story. Which leads me to the talk about horses. Horses. What do I want to talk about horses? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. We've all heard that story before. So there's a guy named Scott Adams. You guys know Scott Adams? Listen, Scott Adams has 618,000 followers on his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of followers, probably not YouTube, I'm sorry, Twitter. He's a famous guy, smart guy, crazy intelligent guy. Right up until the point where you go, what? So this guy sends out a tweet blaming China for pretty much everything you could blame China for. I read this thing and I just was like, I'm not even going to repeat it. Just go to Scott Adams's Twitter feed and find the tweet he just sent out saying blaming China for the pandemic and climate change and fentanyl and just going on and on, blaming China. It was the most ignorant and factually incorrect and inaccurate thing I've ever seen. Several other people who know China, who've lived here, I've lived here 21 years. You think I don't know the place? And I was just like, what? What is this? I otherwise like this guy. I don't follow him very often, but up comes this tweet. And some other YouTubers, some other social media guys who support China, we all noticed it. The Barrett brothers, Daniel Dumbrell, and Cyrus Vance, and Jerry. All of us. Guys, we know China. We know what we're talking about. When we tell you something about China, you need to understand something very, very clearly. Get this through your thick frickin' head. Okay, and this starts with Scott Adams. It's not propaganda. When I tell you something about China, it's evidently, observably true. And the majority of the other guys who talk about China, who know what we're talking about China, Fernando as well, the Wu Mao show I was on the other night, and there's several other guys. If I didn't mention your name yet, sorry, I will. Okay, listen to me. Okay, when I speak to you about China, it's not propaganda. Get it through your freaking head. Okay, if I tell you something about China, it's evidently and observably true. Okay, end of discussion. Do you think I would make myself look like a frickin' idiot by saying something that I didn't know was evidently and observably known to be true? What kind of an idiot you think I'm going to make of myself in public? Okay? I'm an author of my 3rd book coming out on China. Okay? I know what I wrote. If it wasn't right, I wouldn't write it. Now, for the most part, this applies to all the other guys that I know who know China, who live here. It obviously don't include Scott Adams, which leads me to the problem. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. There's people out there who you guys want to argue and say stuff about China. I don't know what it is. You're either, one, you're the purveyor of the manipulations. You're the actual purveyor of the lies. And you're the one that's brainwashing everybody else. But you're not a leader in anti-China. You're like a follower. Now, Scott Adams seems like a follower. He's not like a vocal all the time an anti-China guy, right? He's not like Gordon Chang, is what I'm trying to say. So, but he's heard enough. And along with Scott Adams, you got Joe Rogan, which is so disappointing. And Joe Rogan's got a sidekick named Tim Pool. I mean, these guys say stuff about, and it's, again, otherwise intelligent people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. A beautiful horse could be an Arabian winner, okay? Joe Rogan's a winner, okay? Scott Adams is a winner. Successful people. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. When it comes to China, you guys, you're freaking idiots, okay? I'm not suggesting maybe you're like wrong about China. I'm like telling you, like 100% you're wrong, okay? So I don't know what to make of this. And that's my story about the horses. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. I mean, say it in another way. People don't know what they don't know. They know what they think they know, but they don't know what they don't know. They know what they don't know, but then they don't know that they don't know what they don't know. I mean, we're going to go deep on this. Like Six Sigma, the 5 whys. Ask why 5 times. Keep asking to dig down. Okay? These guys don't know. It's that simple. And it bothers me to no end because they got 600, in the case of Rogin, Joe Rogan, and Scott Adams. These guys have huge numbers of followers, and they're misleading them down this anti-China road, this nonsense, this frickin' nonsense. It's very, very disgusting. And here we are in China, the largest, safe, stable, successful, and capable country on the planet. It's so easy for me to confirm how what I just said is an evidently, observably true statement. Oh, that background is, look at that. Dude, isn't that beautiful? Yeah, that's a nice looking background. If my head was up a little higher, I'd be like a god, you know, with the halo around me, like an angel. Yes, I'm preaching to you all. So, folks, it's the weekend in China, and it's a double amazing holiday. For those of you who are the Christians out there, you're free to worship and enjoy Easter here in China. Here we are. Tomorrow I'm going to the German Mass, which is a special event being held at the German consulate here in Shenyang. And Easter services will be held in churches all over China because there is no virus anywhere, except for one outbreak in Yunnan. So sorry to tell you. But they're getting that under control quick, like they always do. So we're free to worship here in China. Mike Pompeo, that's my rudeness to you. You tell people that China's violently oppressing religion. How disgusting. How gross. Just like you say that, like all of you are saying, that they're violently oppressing the Uyghurs. It's just nonsense. It's just like nonsense. I mean, and any, you know, Scott Adams, Joe Rogan, you're welcome to interview me. You won't, you know, because you're not interested in the truth, but you could change your attitude. So it's a double holiday weekend, beautiful Easter weekend. God bless all of you who believe in the Trinity. God bless you. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, enjoy your beautiful Easter. And, you know, it's even the symbolism of Jesus dying to himself and being reborn again. That's a philosophical thing. You don't have to become a Christian. I don't need you to become a Christian. But it's what it is, right? We have to learn to die to ourselves. And when we die to something, then we can be redeemed and be reborn and move higher. That's the meaning of the resurrection, to die with Jesus and to raise up with him. Interesting. Again, philosophically speaking, I have no interest in trying to convert you. And on the same weekend, but it's great stuff. It's wonderful symbolism and analogy and metaphor, and it's powerful stuff. And then we move to QingMing week. It's QingMing Jie. It's not a happy weekend. It's QingMing Jie. It's tomb sweeping weekend. It's like All Souls Day in America. It's the day you go to the cemetery to honor your family, your deceased family. Hey man, family's everything. Family's our root. And so we all go to the cemetery and we pay our respects, right? My mother-in-law, we do it, she follows Buddha. We do it the Buddhist way. And the Chinese traditional way, she brings a bottle of baijiu and the little cups and some fruit. She fills the cups and offers the drink to her parents in the grave, and the prayers and the fruit and the favorite foods that they liked. It's lovely. That's QingMing Jie in China this weekend. And why is it called tomb sweeping? Because you clean, you sweep, like literally. We go and we bring a bucket and towels and soap, and you go and you fill the bucket with soapy water, and you go and you wash down the grave. You wash down the tomb. It gets very dusty. Literally, you clean, and with a broom, and you sweep all around and clean it up. Terrific. Honor the family. That's QingMing Jie weekend, and happy Easter weekend, and all amazing, fantastic things happening here in China. I'm so sorry you guys are all having to deal with the crap of what you hear about China. It's all just so much. I'm not going to say all of it, but 99% of it is nonsense. Speaking of which, the hot topic, and that's the end of my happy wishes for you for this weekend. The hot topic is the Xinjiang thing. You know, I was one of the very first to come out with the public video. I made my video for the Xinjiang genocide nonsense in September of 2020. And now I'm noticing like every China head pundit guy is out there talking about it. And I appreciate that, I really do. But, you know, I covered it in the September 2020 video. I had already covered the lies of forced labor. And that's the big one right now, the Xinjiang cotton forced labor lie. Folks, I'd covered that in September of 2020 in my video. So I encourage you to watch my video, Xinjiang Genocide, Blue Skies and Santa Claus. Yeah. I'm so glad that the other guys that are out there who are defending China are doing a great job of Max. I didn't mention and Max Blumenthal, of course. I'm so glad that everybody is laying out the facts so that everybody understands this. It's just a propaganda game. It's just a propaganda nonsense. It's just a bunch of nonsense and propaganda, folks. That's what it is. Okay? It's just that simple. I mean, I'll just mention one, but there's like all of the facts that they mention can all be debunked. I mean, right? It's like the Chinese are destroying the mosques. The 800-year-old Korea mosque was destroyed by the Chinese, and the location shows construction and demolition at the site in the satellite map. Yeah, it's true. Those evil, rotten Chinese. So they were renovating part of the mosque area to, rebuild the main building that greeted visitors and expand and renovate the parking lot to accept more visitors. And the Korean mosque is still there, but that's not what you were told, right? I mean, they just renovated it and make it better. So it's just one example of just the nonsense that you hear. Things like, oh, it's in the satellite map. So sorry about your having to be suffering this if you are a guy like Scott Adams and Joe Rogan and Tim Pool and so many others. I feel bad for you because you've been brainwashed like you're in a cult. You actually believe the things. You don't know what you don't know. And I'm the guy who's taking you by the reins. You're the horse. I've led you to the water. I can't make you drink. It's not my problem. Okay? Happy QingMing Day, everybody. Happy Easter, everybody. God bless you all. Be wise, be safe. We'll see you next time. Bye.